Welcome back to Return of the Disc. This week we have crime films from 1970s. One involves many colorful criminals, the other involves Santa Claus. So let's get into it. Our first film this week is Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Screen legends Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw team up with Martin Balsam and Hector Elizondo to deliver a surefire entertainment that's gripping and exciting from beginning to end and is guaranteed to give you the ride of your life. A gang of armed professionals hijack a New York subway train somewhere outside the Pelham station, threatening to kill one hostage per minute unless their demands are met. Forced to stall these unknown assailants until a ransom is delivered or a rescue is made, Transit Chief Lieutenant Garber, played by Matthau, must outmaneuver one of the most craftiest and cruelest villains, Robert Shaw, in a battle of wits that will either end heroically or tragically. Featuring masterful direction by Joseph Sargent, gorgeous widescreen cinematography by Owen Roizman, a classic, rousing score by David Shire, and top-notch editing by Jerry Greenberg. The hijackers, led by Robert Shaw, all have these big glasses, hats, and coats. And they're bringing in different materials onto the train in the beginning of the film. So they carry these boxes, which we'll later find out have automatic rifles in them. But it was very interesting how they had it all planned out, where the guys get on at certain times and stuff like that. And then you have Walter Matthau, who's the head of the transit police, and he's giving a tour to people of the station, and he's like, well, we haven't had an incident in such and such long time, everything's fine. And then you have Jerry Stiller, one of his co-workers in there, and he's like, yeah, they're just goofing off, telling jokes, and then all this stuff. So everything's low-key, and while this hijacking is happening in the beginning, and I thought that was interesting. And also, this movie is a time capsule into 70s New York, with all the analog technology they have to run the station, to track the train, just the grittiness of New York City, and I think the cinematography really shines. So then the hijacking happens. Walter Matthau realizes this is real stuff here. This is really happening. This is horrific. There's 18 hostages held by Robert Shaw and his crew, and they have a demand. He wants $1 million, and he wants it a certain way, at a certain time. So it felt like the hijackers were ahead of everybody else for majority of the film. In classic 70s cinema, they didn't shy away from, murders or having these dark scenes. So there is a lot of, on the edge of your seat tension here, where you believe that they're going to kill a hostage for every minute that they're late. And you also believe that they're going to get away with this because of the New York police is so oblivious and incompetent at times. But eventually what happens is there's a lot of twists and turns on the train. It turns out one of the hostages is actually an undercover cop, so he tries to make a stand. That whole sequence was really riveting to me. And then there comes a certain point where Matthau's like, screw this, I'm going to go down there. So I recommend this film for the 70s grit, the dark themes, wonderful acting, wonderful direction. There's a lot of witty humor in here, a lot of dry humor, especially between Walter Matthau and co-workers. He's always yelling and bickering, and they say some colorful language in here that I thought, at times I was just laughing out loud. And during the, it's supposed to be like an intense robbery movie, but it also has this balance of comedy. So I thought that was cool. All the way to the end, you're not sure what is really going to happen here, and if they're all going to get caught, or all going to get killed. The movie flies by, and you're not sure if they're going to get caught, killed, what's going to happen, and you're not sure the hijacker's going to get away with this, or what the deal is. So I think that's really the appeal of the movie. It's not a very long movie, but it's a very engrossing movie. A lot of fun dialogue, action, and suspense, and still holds up to today. This new 4K is a brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. And it has special features that I'm sure that there are not any new ones from the old Blu-ray, but they're new to me. There's commentaries, the Making of Pelham 1, 2, 3 vintage featurette, which is a great featurette. 12 minutes with Mr. Gray, interview with actor Hector Elizondo. Cutting on Action, interview with editor Greenberg. The Sound of the City, interview with composer David Shire. So you're getting a lot of special features here with this disc. Love the retro poster. Great. Let's see if there's any reversible art, and there's not, but you get the 2 discs, you get a Blu-ray and a 4K. So if you can, grab this release from KINO LORBER. It is a must-have for 70s cinema fans and suspense, hijacking, thrillers, and also if you're a fan of any of these actors in here, Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, Hector Elizondo, Jerry Stiller even, highly recommend. So guys, let me know what you guys thought of Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3. Do you think it's better than the remake? I sure do. Oh, 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 oh. It's Christmas season. Open up your pocketbooks. Donate to Santa. Would you want to buy a disc that can get scratched? Or do you want to buy a VHS? They've been around almost 40 years and they're still here. It's almost like a turtle shell, and the quality is amazing. Forget this 4K and Blu-ray crap. VHS Blowout. Your contribution will go a long way to bringing physical media back. Merry Christmas! Buy a VHS from Santa. What a schmuck. And our next 70s film involves Santa Claus, The Silent Partner. A masterpiece of cunning and suspense, Miles Cullen, played by Elliot Gould, discovers how interesting life can be when he is transformed from mild-mannered bank teller into daring, ingenious bank robber in a matter of seconds. Held up at the bank by the criminal Rico, played by Christopher Plummer, Miles manages to stash most of the money in a deposit box first. When Rico realizes he's been shortchanged, he plans to take revenge, and a great battle of wits ensues. To keep the money, Miles reaches new heights of courage, seducing the robber's girlfriend, played by Celine Lomez, and his boss's mistress, Suzanne York. Filled with equal parts intrigue, romance, and unexpected twists, this chilling psychological thriller also features comedy legend John Candy in an early film role. The screenplay by future filmmaker extraordinaire Curtis Hanson was based on the book Think of a Number by Anders Boldenson, wonderfully directed by Daryl Duke. 1978, color, 106 minutes. The Silent Partner. One of the things that I think is the appeal of The Silent Partner and really holds the movie together is Elliot Gould's performance. The way that he plays this like likable schmuck. Like the way I don't know how else to describe it, but he's so likable, but he's making these horrible decisions. But I think underneath of all, he's this good guy. He's just bored at work. He's a bank teller at a Canadian mall. You know, those old pads where you used to write down your deposits and they have the paper underneath. He finds one that says, "I have a gun, give me all the money in the safe." He matches it up later with the Santa Claus that is holding a sign with the same writing of like the letter G. So he matches it up with that note and he's like, oh, that's the guy. So he anticipates this Santa Claus coming back and getting in line and robbing the bank, which happens. But Gould's character was able to stash away most of the $50,000. So he's already ahead of this Santa Claus robber. Now, the Santa Claus robber is played by Christopher Plummer, and this guy is total garbage. He's the complete opposite. You know, he's a psychopath. There's a scene in here where he basically rapes a woman in a sauna. You know, he's wanted for that, and then now he's wanted for this. But Elliot Gould kind of gets thrown into the life of crime. You know, now he's stolen the money, he has the money, and then he blames it on the Santa Claus, so he can get away with it because he blames it on the Santa Claus with all, why is the bank missing 50 grand? Well, the Santa Claus took it. He keeps the money, and then it just goes on this turn of events where Elliot Gould is going down and doing these darker things, sleeping with different women that he shouldn't be sleeping with, and on and on and on. Now, Christopher Plummer and Elliot Gould don't share a lot of screen time in the same room, but they do a lot of time on the phone, communicating like verbally through the phone. Christopher Plummer is dead set that Elliot Gould is his partner, his, you know, hence the title Silent Partner. Plummer's like, oh yeah, we can work together, you have the money, you know, we kind of did it on our own, and things start to unravel, and then there's this graphic scene later on that I don't want to spoil, but it's just more intense as we go on, which lead us to like the final conclusion where the characters actually see face to face for this final, you know, showdown. And I think it's really notable too of the times where shopping malls were big. The opening scene of this film is like, mall is full, packed with people for the holidays. I just was like thrown back in time to the 90s when I used to go to the mall. It's just crazy. But anyways, I recommend Silent Partner if you guys are into dark crime holiday movie, and if you like Elliot Gould, I think this is one of his best performances. Christopher Plummer is very great too. So yeah, guys, let me know below if you've seen The Silent Partner, what you thought of it. What's up, guys? Today I've got Better Call Saul, the complete series on Blu-ray, right here in front of me. All 19 discs, all complete seasons 1 through 6. Over 70 hours of special features. Looks very simple. Let's check it out. Cardboard case here, slides out. And looks like all the discs are piled in here. One mammoth collection. And of course there's some out. Alright, so looks like we have Season 1 right here, Season 2, flip it out, Season 3, 4 I'm assuming, and then this flips again. Good times. So yeah, I like the disc. The covers of the discs are cool and stuff. I'm not a big fan of this packaging. You know, I'm not saying maybe release it all in separate season categories like you would buy it separately, but I am kind of saying that. The Breaking Bad collection had barrels for Walter White. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it'd be cool if the Better Call Saul set had a collectible set, but nonetheless, it is on Blu-ray. It is a complete set. I'm thankful it's on disc, and I'm glad to finally own the whole series. So, did you guys pick it up? Let me know what you thought of Better Call Saul. I think it's a fantastic show. I think it's probably one of the best shows ever done, considering it is a prequel to an already great show, Breaking Bad. Let me know if you picked it up. So we have two films here from the 70s, and I think they're, you know, they deal with crime, but they're different. You know, you have an ensemble crime in Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 with the, you know, the different, with the Robert Shaw crew, and then you have the silent partner, where you have two guys that really are the criminals here, with Christopher Plummer playing the psychomaniac Santa Claus criminal robbery guy, and then you have Elliot Gould, who's kind of haphazardly becoming a criminal. I enjoyed both. It's really hard to pick which one. I will say that I think Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 is more of a commercial, you know, casual audience film, where Silent Partner is more, if you're into hardcore 70s cinema, it's more of a cult movie than, you know, more easy accessible for, you know, film lovers that are more deeper into like Elliot Gould, because I think Elliot Gould is sort of just under the radar. And the 70s were kind of Elliot Gould's height of career, so I think if you're an Elliot Gould fan of dark cinema, really a deep cinephile, want to go into more deeper into like the 70s cult films, and you like crime, this is definitely one for you. Well, that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, this has been Return of the Disc. I'm Dan. For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.